Yo, what's up, too? This is Dre, and here I am messing with this 4L60E again. But every time I learn something new, I have to explain it to people. I have to show it to people. I feel like it's my duty, and basically, hell, I got nothing else to do. Alright, I got a cousin that is a master mechanic, and I was telling him about this transmission, and I was telling him how I've taken it apart several times, put it back together several times. And I told him that I don't think I know everything, but I do believe I know quite a bit. He was telling me what was wrong with the transmission, and I told him that I hadn't found a problem other than the bell housing being broken off. Otherwise, I don't really see a problem. None of the clutches are burnt up. None of the sprags, all of the sprags work. So, my feeling of the transmission being in the junkyard was the broken bell housing. It was probably in an accident, and they was afraid to sell it because of the broken bell housing. Anyway, he was telling me that it was probably the Sunshell. He said the Sunshell, because I'm not a master mechanic, I can't tell whether or not the Sunshell is bad. I didn't believe him, and I still don't believe him. But I did notice something today. I'm looking at this Sunshell. Now, this is going to be kind of hard to see, but I'm going to try. Okay, these teeth, let me give you some light. Okay, these teeth, it still have teeth on it, right? It still has teeth. So the teeth look, you assume the Sunshell is fine. I mean, there's no cracks. There's no cracks around this little part here. So this sometimes breaks off, and sometimes these teeth are stripped out. But anyway, I'm noticing that the teeth, I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera, the teeth are not fully there. The teeth are actually jagged. Okay, I know it's kind of hard for the phone to focus, but basically the teeth are there. In person, if you look at the teeth, they are like, okay, put it this way. You see how these teeth are made? They are square, right? Well, the teeth here, they're not square anymore. It's as if you took a knife. It's as if you took a knife and sheared off about 75% of this tooth. But it's like that on all the teeth. All the teeth. They're there, but it's like 75% of it is sheared off. Now, this is the sun gear. What the hell is the sun gear? What the fuck is my sun gear? Oh, this is my sun gear. The sun gear, this is the sun gear. The sun gear fits into here. And as you can see, it will turn it, right? But if you notice, hear that noise? That noise you hear is because of the teeth. Now, these teeth are about the same as the teeth here. They are the same, except they're not sheared off. They're not, 70% of the teeth are not missing like they are here. So I guess this is harder metal than the metal here. So this Sunshell is theoretically bad. It's still usable, but it's not gonna last long because you hear this? It's too much slack. This should fit in there without any slack. And I noticed that slack before, but I didn't really think it was a big deal. But after talking to my cousin, I now see what he's talking about. So this transmission, I don't know how many miles this transmission had on it. Like I said, the bearings was in fairly decent condition. None of the clutches was burned up. But this is not gonna last too long because a lot of the teeth in this shell are missing. I mean, it's about gone. I mean, it's like I said, it's not like this anymore. It's as if you took a fucking knife and sheared off about 70% of this tooth. and it's like that. So I mean, I'm just letting you all know this. So if you get a transmission, if you decide to rebuild a 4L60E 700 or whatever, and your Sunshell makes that noise, go ahead and replace the Sunshell, because it's too much work to take this transmission out, rebuild it, put this. Because I damn sure, if I was going to rebuild a transmission and put it in the car, I would not have changed this Sunshell, because it was still good. But apparently, it is not good. And if you look down, I mean, you can't see with the camera, but if you look down here, yeah, man, them damn teeth are about gone. I mean, it's like, you know, it may be, I don't even think it's 30% left. But anyway, this is just something I thought I would share. And also, I was going to tell y'all about exactly how reverse worked, because when I first took this transmission apart, okay, this down here is called a center support. Okay, in the middle with the teeth, this is called a low reverse sprag. It only turns clockwise. It does not turn counterclockwise. Notice, I know my hand's kind of big, but see, it turns clockwise, but when you try to back up, it won't. It would not turn counterclockwise. That's normal. That's the way it's designed. But I'm wondering, like, how the fuck does the transmission back up if this only turns clockwise? This is where the Sunshell comes in. I'm sorry, sun gear, ring gear, sun gear. And now I understand why they call this the Sunshell, because this hooks onto the sun gear. Makes sense, don't it? Well, anyway, this sun gear goes down into the lower planetary, the rear planetary. Oh, sorry, I turned upside down. And it fits down in there and it locks into the carrier. Now the Sunshell, goddamn the sun gear. Yeah, that ain't right. Okay, notice the Sunshell will turn clockwise and it will turn counterclockwise. And remember, the Sunshell locks into the reverse clutch. Notice how it's got those teeth. And the reverse clutch fits onto the input shaft. Input drum, I'm sorry. Now the engine turns clockwise. Everything turns clockwise. The motor will not back up. When you put the car in reverse, the motor does not stop turning and go in reverse. It's the transmission. Okay, now the input shell, input drive, input drum, whatever. The input thingy turns clockwise, right? This reverse clutch sits on top. It turns clockwise. When it turns the Sunshell clockwise, it turns the lower planetary and it causes the output shaft to turn backwards. And that's the reason why, that's how you get reversed. That's how you get reversed. Now if you ask me, well, why don't the lower sprag turns reverse? Why don't it backs up? Well, this is where it becomes kind of difficult to explain, but I'm going to try. This is the forward planetary. This is the forward ring gear. Alright, the ring gear fits down in and it grabs onto the carrier. And notice that it will not turn backwards. It's kind of weird the way it's designed. It doesn't hook directly into the sprag. Notice the sprag has got those lug type gears. And if you notice, there's no lug type gears in here. That's because this sprag, which I can pull out. Normally when I pull it out, I hurt my fucking finger. Okay, here we go. This is part of the lower sprag. basically it just, if you know what a sprag is, you know what this is. But a sprag basically is a spring loaded bearings or whatever, and it will allow this to turn clockwise, but it locks when you go backwards. Now, why did I pull this out? Oh, to show you. See these lugs? Those lugs hooks into those lugs, which is, this is the rear carrier. Notice it can go backwards now, and it can go forward now. You know, my fat ass hand is kind of hard to see. I should cut the light on, but anyway. This carrier, that's the carrier, and it's got lugs. These lugs lock into here. Those lugs lock into here. And what was I gonna say? This ring gear locks into a different part of the carrier. I know it's kind of hard, but it does. There we go. And notice that it'll turn backwards now. See? It'll turn backwards now. It wouldn't turn backwards before because of this sprag was stopping it from turning backwards. To put a sprag in, you can only you turn it clockwise while pushing it forward, and it drops in. Now, if you notice, the ring gear, it won't go backwards. It'll go forward, but it won't go backwards. Now, my original reason for showing you that is when you pull off, this is the forward carrier. It fits in like that. And this is the forward ring gear. It fits in, actually fits in like this. Okay, now, when you turn the forward ring gear, is that right? Sun gear, I'm sorry, sun gear. When you turn the sun gear, notice how it spins the carrier. Okay, when there's weight on the tires, this ring gear tries to turn backwards, but it can't turn backwards because that sprag is stopping it from turning backwards. That's how you have first gear. That's how you have first gear. Okay? If that sprag goes bad, you won't have first gear. You can have second gear, but you won't have first gear. You can have reverse, but you won't have first gear. Everything, basically, I think everything works. Third gear works, overdrive works. If that sprag is bad, everything works except for first gear. And I'm about to run out of time, and I didn't mean for this thing to be this long, but again, I'm just trying to explain this stuff. You know, I hope you enjoy it. This is Dre, and I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. I mean, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Let me know. I don't mind if you have some criticism. I don't give a shit. You know, it just makes me better. But anyway, if you have any more questions, holler at me. And the next time I make a video, I will explain something else. Y'all have a good day. Bye. Stop, motherfucker.